what you're saying is quite interesting, because you're saying that learning words in context is in general not a good idea, that you'd rather learn words individually. But that sounds to me kind of contrary to what like Luca and Steven Krasher and Steve Kaufman and all of these language gurus say. So tell me more about that, and how would you sort of counter what they're saying, that learning words in context is always the way to go?
Well, that's not exactly what I'm saying. So I'm trying to compartmentalize the language. So first I focus on vocabulary and I try to keep all the distractions away. So it's I'm kind of focusing on the number of words per se, and like word and its translation, word and its translation. So, you know, like the specific meaning. I do learn words in context, but in the next module where I'm actually using a lot of context. Like module 2 is focused on reading comprehension, reading and listening comprehension, essentially. And this is where, God, how do I call it? Just give me a second. My mind blanking on the word. Basically, you learn vocabulary incidentally, incidental learning. So you learn vocabulary incidentally. You read, you understand. You kind of understand the grand idea of what is happening in a paragraph, what is happening in a sentence, without understanding every single word. And your brain kind of extracts basic general meaning of words and collects statistics on word usage, essentially, from large quantities of inputs. So you focus on reading a lot, not necessarily translating every new word you read. It's actually counterproductive. So you really focus on like massed input, comprehensible input. And this is where you extract the meaning of the words. This is where you learn new words in large quantities. So first you focus on like learning 1,000 words that give you a basic, very, very basic knowledge of the language. And then you start reading using this basic knowledge and kind of bootstrap yourself into new levels of understanding.
But if I understood it correctly, for the first 4 weeks, you're just learning words and not doing anything else. You're just trying to cram to learn as many words as possible, like 1,000 words, more or less. Okay. Well, that must be intense.
It is. But you know, it kind of prepares you for the rest of the language learning adventure, language learning quest, because as you know, you've learned lots of languages. Like it takes time. It takes lots of time and it takes a lot of effort.
Yeah.
And like I put massive hours into learning languages. So like, yeah, I will spend 1 hour a day in the first month, but then it just goes up and up and up. So like I would spend 2 hours a day in the next 30 days, just reading and listening, right? Next, I will try to up it to even like 3 hours a day. And this like massed input, a massive effort of learning languages, it's kind of stressful and strenuous, but at the same time, you get a very, very, very quick progress, and you're amazed at this progress, and it motivates you a lot. So it kind of counters the major problem of all language learners who just lose motivation in the middle of everything, and then you drop the language, and then like 5 months later, you all decided to learn like another 10 words, and then you drop it again, and it's like unstable.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true. Consistency is very important in language learning. Like, it's better to do less hours a day, for instance, but for a longer period of time, than try to be very intense and then risk burning out and thus dropping out. Because if you retake it after 1 year, something like that, because you are like, maybe I should have continued, then you will have forgotten many things.